Our church has been actively participating in training pastors and worship leaders for over 15 years now, training people up, sending them out to new church plants. We've also done 8 years worth of summer internships with college students. And while we were doing that, thought to ourselves, why don't we have a program for people who are already employed within churches to come into a safe place to train up around other people who are in exactly the same path and send them back out to their churches, but spend a whole year doing it. I've sat in worship conferences with 1,000 people, 300 people, and it's pretty easy just to disappear in the crowd. This is a much smaller group, which doesn't mean that we're going to be singling you out, but what it does mean is that you feel like you are seen, you are going to be heard. Yes, we're going to focus on some major aspects of philosophy and training that allow you to go back to your church and say, okay, I learned some significant things right now. But also I want to focus on the minors as well. What's happening in your church? What is happening in your life? Then we send you away from the weekend that you're with us, and you have full-time mentorship with the people that are on our staff as well.
The mentorship program in the Vertical Worship Leader Cohort is my absolute favorite part of the whole year.
Yeah.
I've seen God use the relationship between the mentors and those who are attending the cohort to be a visible representation of the scripture when it talks about iron sharpening iron.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen change happen not just in ministries, but I've also seen relational change. I've heard story after story about even change in families and breakthroughs in families, and just having another person who's in ministry who carries the same sorts of burdens that you do, carry those along with you in prayer and in talking to one another.
The entire cohort has just really been transformational for me personally and for my ministry. But the relationship that's been built there and the friendship that I have with my mentor is pretty priceless.
You have a real relationship with the people who are teaching you. There's a mentorship there, there's a personal relationship, and so you're not just taking your notes and going home, you're being asked after, you're being held accountable to your growth.
There are so many things that I've been able to take home with me from the worship cohort. From being a female worship leader, to philosophy of worship, to better understanding production, and to building a songwriting culture. It's helped me be more confident and helped me feel like I can walk into any situation and know that I have a whole team of people who support me and love me and are cheering me on from afar.
We don't just bring you in, but we bring people that you may have been watching in the field for many years, and we bring them alongside you. We kind of become the middleman. We do some of the training, but I really want to give the floor to some of those people that you've been watching as well, so that you can get some time with them, that you can ask them questions, that you're not just hearing them from a stage.
It's so amazing to see the worship leaders that attend the Vertical Worship Cohort just grow practically, whether it's planning sets and leading worship sets, caring for volunteers, really establishing your philosophy of worship, growing those practical skills. But it's also been so rewarding as a mentor to see the people that you're mentoring grow both practically but spiritually, grow just in the relationship with Christ, and also to see the growth that when they go back to their ministries, they're more empowered and they're more confident to lead with the gifts that God has given them.
People who walked in at the beginning of the year as complete strangers from all across the country, by the end of the year are family, and it feels like family, and the relationships don't just stop when the end of the year is over. Relationship has still continued, growth has still continued, depth of ministry has still continued, and that's something that only God really can do.
Yes, you come into the classroom. Yes, we spend some time learning together, but also we hang out right here at my house, and you'll be round here 3 out of the 4 cohorts. And some of the most special things happen here. It's where you really see community start to form, and you see friendships start to form, and I'm telling you, they are lifelong friendships. The people that I've run alongside the last few years of the Vertical Worship Cohort, I'm still in community with. It's about walking the path with you in the journey that God has you on.